Good morning. It's hot and it's going to stay that way into next week. Many of us look forward to the summer with longer days and vacations and more time with our kids. But when record high temperatures arrive and stick around, well, the hot weather can be very dangerous. And that's why the Department of Human Services and the Department of Public Health this morning issued a heat advisory in St. Louis County. Among the most vulnerable to extreme heat are infants and young children, those who are 65 and older, people who work outdoors, and those with pre-existing health conditions. So here are some tips to stay safe during the current heat wave. Stay in air conditioning indoors as much as possible. If your home does not have air conditioning, go to a shopping mall or a public library or find a cooling center by calling the United Way hotline at 211. Electric fans alone will not prevent heat-related illness. Taking a cool shower or bath or moving into an air-conditioned place is a much better way to cool off. Wear appropriate clothing. Choose lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. Limit outdoor activity to the morning and evening hours. Rest often in shady areas so that your body has a chance to recover. And cut down on the exercise during the heat. If exertion in the heat makes your heart pound or leaves you gasping for breath, then stop the activity. Wear sunscreen. Sunburn affects your body's ability to cool down and can make you dehydrated. And if you must go outdoors, wear a wide-brimmed hat, sunglasses, and apply sunscreen of at least SPF 15 or higher 30 minutes before you go out. And continue to reapply it according to the directions. Look for sunscreens that say broad spectrum on their labels. Don't leave children or pets in cars. And cars can heat up quickly to dangerous temperatures, even with the window cracked open. While anyone left in a parked car is at risk, children are especially at risk of getting heat stroke and dying. Keep your pets hydrated. Provide plenty of fresh water for your pets and leave the water in shady areas. Avoid hot and heavy meals. They add heat to your body. Drink more fluids regardless of how active you are. Don't wait until you're thirsty to drink, and stay away from sugary or alcoholic drinks. These cause you to lose too much body fluid. Replace your salt and minerals. Heavy sweating removes salt and minerals from the body, and those need to be replaced. A sports drink can replace the salt and minerals that you lose in your sweat. As I mentioned, anyone in St. Louis County who does not have access to air-conditioned space is urged to call a cooling center. And you can be connected to a cooling center through United Way's 211 hotline. A United Way team member will connect callers to our area locations. We know that some residents are hesitant to run their air conditioners because of their concern about utility bills. And through the county's Emergency Rental Assistance Program, utility bill help is available. For more information on help with your utility bills, please call 855-582-3973 or visit stlouiscountymo.gov and look at our website for more information. The county's Older Residents Program is contacting seniors as well. They're offering utility assistance to encourage them to use their air conditioning as they need it. And the county's Veterans Program case manager is advising veterans of availability of utility assistance as well. And for those who want to get out of the house and find a cool, family-friendly activity, the county's 4 public pools are open, run by the Parks Department. They're at North County Rec Complex, the Pavilion at Lee May, St. Vincent's Community Center, and the Kennedy Recreation Complex. Before you go, please check the county website for the pool hours. They do vary. Also, during these extremely hot days, the Department of Public Health recommends residents sit their trash, recycling, and yard waste to the curb the night before their collection day, or to get up earlier than usual to set it out. The extreme heat is leading some area haulers to pick up the trash earlier and run their routes earlier than normal to beat the heat and keep waste truck drivers as safe as possible during their shifts. During this prolonged heat wave, please check on your older neighbors and loved ones. The forecast in the next 10 days doesn't offer much relief. Thanks, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Dr. Page, a quick follow-up on the heat. How dangerous can it be for these vulnerable populations you're speaking to, particularly as it becomes over a more prolonged period here? This can have some dire consequences.
Well, so we haven't seen a heat wave in a while. It's the first one this summer, and it's 10 days of 90 and 100 degree temperature is extraordinarily dangerous. We know that people can die from these heat waves, and I'm concerned that in our community we will see people die from these heat waves. These are preventable deaths. Kids left in cars, older folks by themselves in their homes without air conditioning. Everyone needs to be on alert, check on their friends and their family members and their neighbors who might not have resources, and recognize whenever you see the first snowstorm of the year or the first heat wave of the year, folks aren't necessarily ready for it, and we need to get ready for this one.
Dr. Page, does the county have any type of resources? I know you mentioned the emergency rental fund, but to give people air conditioning units, without going through a lot of red tape or without being a long turnaround time?
Yeah, so the question is about providing air conditioning units. I know that there's a program that I read about in the paper through Ameren. I don't have the details of that. The county's resources are limited to utility assistance and paying folks, or helping to pay folks utility bills when they have to run their air conditioners in the summer and they don't have the resources. And really the county has been focused on getting people to cooling shelters and getting the word out and making sure everyone knows to look out for each other.
Mr. Page, on a different topic, if I could, your opponent Jane Duker is holding a news conference here shortly where she is said to be prepared to release documents relating to Tony Weaver, accusing him of sexual harassment, abuse of authority, inappropriate behavior with inmates and the like. And she says that these documents were brought to her attention by a whistleblower because of inaction from your administration. In advance, your response to these kinds of charges involving Mr. Weaver?
Well, there are 3,800 employees in county government. We always take these sort of charges seriously, and when we hear about them, we'll look at them. There's a process within county government to look at these kind of complaints, and I expect that to happen. This person isn't an employee anymore, and I can't fire him twice. This is the season where we're going to hear a lot of accusations. I expect them to come hourly until Election Day, at least daily, and we occasionally there's something there that we need to react to. And we look at all of them, and whenever there's something we can do better, we'll do it better. But while I have you here, I do think we need to make sure we get the word out about the heat wave, because people are going to die if we don't get the word out. This is a very serious event that's coming to our community.
Do you believe you acted soon enough with Mr. Weaver?
So the question is about the former county employee. I acted within an hour of getting the information. I think that's pretty prompt.
Did you notice any signs beforehand, any trouble that you've seen in the past, questionable behavior, should I say, in your time with him?
Yes, so there was no unusual, alarming behavior that was brought to my attention. There are 3,800 county employees, and there's a process for managing complaints. And we expect to hear a lot of accusations moving into the political season. We will look at all of them, and if there's something we can do better, we will.
During the record heat that you said we'll be experiencing, would there be any targeting of homeless or unhoused people?
Oh, our here at Human Services Department is working through all of our community partners to identify vulnerable residents, not just unhoused, and to get them into the shelters, but through our older adults program, we're working through our networks. But we have a lot of community partners, and we're sweeping through all of them to make sure that we get the word out that we have a serious crisis in front of us.
Mr. Page, do you think there's going to be something that's going to be the most important or key to keeping people safe as this thing continues, this heat wave? Is
Yeah.
there one part of this that you think really stands out as critical?
Yeah, so the question is, what's the most important thing to do during heat wave? And I can tell you the most important thing to do is to check on your friends and families and neighbors, even folks you haven't talked to in a while. If you haven't talked to some of your friends and family and neighbors in a while, today is the day to reach out to them and ask them how they're doing and what are they going to do to stay cool today. What is your plan today to get through this heat wave? What are you going to do differently? And what are you going to do differently for the next 10 days?
Is there like any type of special staffing that you have to take what you may have influx of calls because of utility assistance and the heat wave? Would there be more staff on hand to take like a more high volume of calls?
So the question is about staffing to receive calls. We track that stuff pretty closely, and if our current staff can't handle the call volume, then we'll shift more people from other duties to manage it.
Thank you.
Okay? All right, thank you.
Thanks, sir.